Welcome to another episode of Starseed Activations. Welcome, dear Mary. Thank you so incredibly much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, what we are going to do first is we start with an Om. Each of you guys are more than welcome to join us in this Om. It's going to allow us to open and expand our energy centers and allow us all to connect into a type of thought grid that we are going to actually explain tonight, which then allows for a higher frequency channeling to be observed. So, if everyone would take a deep breath in. And one more deep breath in. Thank you. Thank you, dear star people, for this beautiful channeling session tonight. Thank you for bringing forward the most aligned information for all people watching. And thank you so incredibly much, dear star people, from my heart to all of yours, for encoding tonight's transmission with a green light frequency that allows for all of humanity's hearts to be healed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, beautiful. Okay.
Okay. The first one is a post that you just posted yesterday.
Okay.
And I was going to read the whole post in case some people out there don't have it yet. It's
Okay.
on Facebook. An isosynaptic pulse and unified thought grid activation. An isosynaptic pulse is a synchronized transmission of source intelligence delivered through equal energetic connectors, synapses, across the collective light grid. It aligns the consciousness nodes of individuals to receive encoded frequencies in harmonic balance. The primary individual may consciously cast an isosynaptic pulse into the fluid dynamic field surrounding the self, the field, or into the collective consciousness grids directly. Once activated, it shall shift the light mirror reflections into an angular observation of the emotional code casting. This type of light refractal affects the minds and hearts of individuals who enter into the density bubble. As well, density bubbles may be cast in light or dark polarities. It is of high value for proper selection of emotional codings. Holding a singular thought or emotion code in the mind while radiating a high frequency emotion shall start the formation of this density bubble. With the intent set to activate the pulsation, a heart chakra pulse then manifests, which imprints the density bubble with the desired oscillation resonance. This shifts the baseline frequency codes into the precise coding selective. The density bubbles, the density bubble forms the range. The longer the primary individual places focus on developing the range, the greater the potential of summoning a higher range capacity. Octave values may also become intertwined into the set value of the imprinted coding. This may determine density resonance codes becoming cast. An octave value includes a physical reality, frequencies, or the higher self octave frequency as one given example. The range is not predetermined by time space values and may be consciously cast at any location coding desired. The targeted field may also be adjusted to include micro, macro aspects of the stimulation codings, individual present location, civilization castings, or extra dimensional specified castings. Dendrites accept the isosynaptic pulse and adjust the entire biological field resonance of the connected individual. This type of activation generates thought grid alignments, which then form a collective consciousness net formation. This type of activation advances many minds to blend into one circular pattern of thought. This is called a collective consciousness thought grid and may grant access into the highest potential timeline expression for all connected beings. Advanced precognition is activated for the many during this form of connectivity. This message is sent with many love and blessings.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So the star people have been telling us for months now that they generate a type of unity consciousness thought grid. And now they have just explained how the body responds when we start to activate these different thought grids. Now, once again, everything starts from inside of your heart, dear ones, for each emotion code that you hold. Then starts a process of shifting the baseline resonance outside your physical form. This high intensity emotion then forms what is known as a density bubble. These density bubbles may be of light or a denser polarity. While a density bubble is formed, there is potentials for many minds to come together to form a type of unity consciousness thought stream. When many minds access this density bubble, it then allows for the many's voice to become one, allowing for the highest potential timeline expression to then radiate through all minds connected. Each individual, once inside the density bubble, automatically starts a process of connecting the biological form. This happens naturally on your planet, dear ones, for when you step into an energy field of someone who is very charismatic, you automatically start to feel their energy wash over you. This is normal. When consciously directed and summoning a unity consciousness density bubble, it then allows for a singular light formation from the source frequency to then encode that density bubble. This may start to be manifest through three hearts. For it may take three individuals right now in your current reality density to start the formation of a thought grid of this nature. It is of high value, for once the source frequency fully is activated inside your density bubble, it then allows the highest potential timeline expression to then become in the minds of all individuals connected. Your biological form feels the new emotional resonance radiated throughout that channeling or connectivity. Thank you. Thank you, dear star people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Would you like to go to the next one or?
Sure. Which one are we doing next? The book, or you're going to do the other new one?
Oh, okay. Let me find it.
Okay. The circular pattern of thought. I really like that one. These are the brand new posts. They just came out this week. So take your time. It's amazing. If anyone has any questions, you guys can feel free to put them in the chat box and then we'll have a look at them. We do the best we can to keep up on the questions.
Okay, the spotting behavioral patterns. Is that it?
A circular pattern of thought.
Okay. For some reason, it's not on your.
It's not on Facebook yet? That's okay. We can. Well, I could try and read it.
Yeah, it's not.
I could try and read it last. If you want to focus on the book first, we can do the book one.
Yeah, it's not on Facebook.
That's okay. I didn't post it yet. It was brand new, literally.
Okay. Okay, this is page 134 of the Keys to My Ascension. Beautiful. Light encoded windows.
Okay, this is a good one.
Many traditions encourage placing candles inside the windows in order to protect the home from darkness entering. The home is merely a reflection of the eternal frequencies stemming from inside each individual. Each body is a micronism or a macronism,
Macrocosm.
okay, meaning each smaller piece of the reality is reflected into every part of the reality as a whole. The body and home reflects this in this manner. Hence, you manifest your entire reality down to the smallest detail. Light encoding the eyes shall apply a light barrier in the perception windows. You want me to read the next one?
Yes, just one more.
Okay, the eyes commonly referred to as windows to the soul, and these vortex locations may also be light encoded to transmutate any darkness prior to biological entry. This is especially important when the awareness of attachments manifest into your physical reality.
Yes. So just imagine in our reality, we can already see that there are many individuals who do put candles inside of their windows. Now, there are certain myths running in which it states that putting a candle in the window wards off the darkness. Now, there are different types of manifestation abilities that each and every one are encoded to receive. For each individual has specific alignments to different extrasensory abilities. The process of visualizing different candles inside of the eyes may be done both in the physical eyes as well as the pineal gland. Each of you are able to summon a color candle. Different colors are associated to different chakra lenses, and therefore it may start the process of cleaning any densities, distortions from that chakra out of the eye system. This is of high value, dear ones, for if the primary individual wishes to manifest something in a heart chakra veil, you may then call forward a green candle or flame and ever so gently incorporate them into your physical or pineal gland. Allowing this type of green flame to now be in the eyes then allows you to see more love based emotional resonance in your waking physical world. You may walk through your day, dear ones, and you may see more individuals being heart opened, doing loving deeds for Mother Earth, holding doors open, or simply healing their hearts and shining brightly. The process of visualization may also allow any individual to take any candle and place it in any window inside the mind. There are different energetic vortices. These vortices are part of your star field. You may then take a look at the aura field and see the windows or the doors. You may place a candle of any color in any window or door, allowing that door or window to maintain a degree of light resonance. This then, dark ones, wards off the darkness. For when each individual properly learns to harness this type of visualization, there are different emotional code resonances which may then be incorporated into your physical material of your body, as well as your energetic grid structures. For visualization is the true divinity within. Each child on your planet does this naturally. You are able to also visualize these candles and send that image into any cell inside your body. For example, any individual who may have had a cut or bruise, you may imagine and visualize this candle and send it into that body location. Tonight's primary focus is on the heart, so we all may choose to do that now. And as each of you sit here, we wish to facilitate a type of energetic activation within the hearts of all individuals here throughout time and space. We wish for each of you to take a deep breath in, open and expand your hearts, And as you release, breathe out all darkness. You may imagine and visualize a green candle. Allow that green candle to be placed inside of your heart. You may gently feel any densities, any distortions, release. Allow that candle to now ignite divine frequencies within, allowing you to feel lighter, to feel healed. You may release any emotions, and that's okay too. It is okay to allow yourself to feel. And it is okay to allow yourself to feel the love we send to each of you now. And as the many become the one and connected, we send our hearts to each of you with our love, so that you may feel how truly divine each of you are. And we are sending many, many love and blessings, dear ones. Thank you. Thank you, dear star people, for helping us and guiding us. Thank you.
Thank you. When you were saying candle in the window, I couldn't help but to sing that song. You're a candle in the window.
That's because I was singing it too.
I used to sing that song when like
Yeah.
stuff would happen where the electricity would go out. And I don't know why, but it used to go out in Tennessee a lot. And I would sing it in the middle of the night to everybody.
Aw.
Go to bed.
It's beautiful.
But that's a beautiful post, and thank you
Yes.
for that heart
Thank you,
blessing.
star people.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Thank you for those beautiful green hearts. We love you.
Okay, the next one is a celestial awareness level.
Okay.
When the primary collective consciousness reaches close into a 12th density awareness, the void space becomes activated. The void space is located in the center of each nucleus inside the biological form, as well as the center of each third density black hole system. Some black holes contain separate physics than humanity is currently able to observe. Therefore, they work differently. When this primary consciousness activates the void space, a type of reset adjustment takes place inside the physical reality. This allows any third density physical matter to reset the physical matter codings. This may be perceived as items disappearing from the reality as the consciousness crystallizes its cellular structures.
So it is a celestial awareness level is when we go up through different density levels. So I want each of you guys to just imagine and visualize for 1 second an octave. So we're talking about 12 notes, including the half notes. The half notes are the spaces in between the different density levels, holding different levels of awareness and holding different frequencies of happiness or sadness or darkness. Allows us to then raise different levels of awareness into our biological form. Now, these levels of awareness can be observed right now from a physical standpoint. So each and every one of us is observing different levels of awareness. The solar energetics are now shifting our spirituality so that we become aware that we are all connected. And then we start to see mirror reflections. Then we go through a whole process of healing the self, going through different emotion codes, activating what the star people called our true multidimensional abilities. But as a whole, in my reality, is what I can give you guys access to. This is what I see, and this is what I know. When we start to touch into 4D, which is fourth density, not dimensional expression, that's a tiny bit different. Fourth density starts the process of activating unity consciousness. Now, there is a different light spectrum that humanity is going to start to access. It looks cartooned, but imagine the real world with a cartooned image. That is what 5D looks like. You can start to see it now if you're in alignment to see it, doing different things. This is why the Star People have given us an entire toolbox of different healing modalities, because not every modality is going to work with every single person, but every single person has access to a specific modality that will help them. That's how this works. So the second that we can identify, okay, I'm going to focus on this healing modality, and it's going to raise my level of awareness to such a degree in which I can start to see through the simulation codings. And what that means is we'll start to see mirror reflections. So you may have a conversation, and then you may hear another person having the same exact conversation. You may start talking to someone, and then all of a sudden they're talking back to you, and there's a part of you that knows that you are literally talking to one consciousness, which is stemming from inside yourself. This is all part of the ascension process. The more and more we start to go through these different levels of awareness, it in time brings awareness of emotion codes and an emotional code resonance field, which each and every one of us are able to generate. Very similar to how we would summon a density bubble and then allow a high intense emotion to then radiate outwards, forming this bubble. We then are able to energetically cast any emotion code into that density bubble. It then allows for any individual who step into that density bubble, that emotional imprint to start the process of forming inside of their body. Once again, the higher the intensity of our emotions, that density bubble is going to imprint faster. It is going to form a collective unity bubble that is going to affect all people who come into range with it. So it's absolutely beautiful when we start to go through the process of seeing that we're all connected, activating unity consciousness, developing, or rather aligning ourselves with the manifestation of level 1 civilization, which is where you start to see people become a lot healthier. Activation of extrasensory abilities. Once again, these are all things in my reality. Each and every one of us is in our own independent world among worlds expression. So what you guys see could potentially be different than what I see. But activating into a higher awareness level is going to start to look like world peace. Whatever that may look like, that's okay too. When we are sitting in 5D, your manifestations become very, very rapid, which means that you may have a thought come into your mind, and that thought may suddenly manifest to whatever item, person, place, or thing instantaneously. The more and more we start to see that, we know that we are heading for that reality. And once again, in order to gain access to that reality, we are guided to drop back into the heart and hold unconditional love for all things, because all things outside of us are merely a mirror reflection of what is inside of us. And when we truly love ourselves, we love all things outside of ourselves. It's beautiful. Yes.
Thank
Thank
you. I really like the part when you said the cartoons because they are cartoons. I see them as cartoons.
you.
The
Yes.
Star People.
Well, the star people, but 4D and 5D, the density level, if you go walk through the woods and you practice changing your baseline frequency, you may start to see everything becoming brighter and it looks cartooned. And that's how you'll start to know that you accessed a higher density level. Now, once again, the density levels, the star people have taught us that we can look into the corners of the room and we can see the darkness in the corners. And if we sit here for 5 minutes, just as an example, and send the wall unconditional love, the corners of the room get brighter. And that's how we start to train our bodies and our minds to see different density levels. The more we can go and drop into the heart and shine that unconditional love, all things outside of us start to resonate in a higher density field. Because once again, everything is energy and everything is under an oscillation rate. So when we shift our rate, everything outside of us shifts. But if we see something on the outside that it looks like it could use a little upgrade, we send it our love. And then all of a sudden it heals. And if it doesn't heal it, the universe may remove it and give you something in its place that is already healed. That is also a level of awareness to start to see. It's beautiful.
Yeah, when I first started to see them in the clouds, I thought that it was like an amusement park. I could
Mm-hmm.
see them riding rides and doing all
Yeah.
kinds of things up there.
Yeah. Yes.
People are gonna think I'm nuts when I tell them, but
Release. Well, I mean, I think we all had to go through that process of, coming to terms with the fact of it's okay if people don't believe you. We're
mm,
not here to convince people. We are here to tell our stories, tell our truth. And the people who are in alignment to receive it, they're the ones who will show up.
mhm.
That's okay too. Right?
Yep. The
Yes.
next one is page 138, parameters of density levels. Each density level contains a different set of that parameters for the physics encoded into the physical reality coding belief. This allows for a different viewpoint of level of awareness to be observed. A third density being can utilize the consciousness focus to perceive a second density being. Many times, this is facilitated through the act of watching a screen book or a Black Mirror scribe. A fifth density being contains a level of awareness that pulls into the fabric of space and time, thus allowing for a full angle of the timeline expression to be witnessed at a 1 degree.
Yes, yes. So what that looks like is our consciousness is so powerful or strong that just imagine for 1 second that you are okay, this is a good example. My children have the little coloring book apps, so they're able to like generate a cartoon character. Whatever they want it to look like is fine. So now imagine that you are holding an iPad, looking at the character, and the character has its own backstory to him. Our consciousness is able to pull itself back, and it kind of is like going into a daydream and then seeing the entire timeline of this two-dimensional. The two-dimensional is flat. It's like you're watching an image on a flat piece of paper or a piece of technology. You're able to put your consciousness in there and see the entire timeline of this fictional character that you have created. So what that means is it's like an instantaneous download. You see the moment it was created, you see every single line being drawn. That's its birthing process. And then when you go through the entire process of witnessing its entire lifespan, just imagine how many episodes some of these characters have. Now all of a sudden it comes into your mind like an instantaneous download, and you're able to see every single memory that this fictional 2D character is holding on to, right down to like the last episode or the last engagement of him being drawn. That being said, imagine The Sims. Now, The Sims, humanity started putting consciousness technology into the Sims video game. So now you have these little people inside of the technology that think and they have thoughts and they make up their own decisions. And that is a level of consciousness. That is a 2D level of consciousness because it is, once again, in a two-dimensional expression, which means a third dimensional expression is length times width times height. A second dimensional expression is a flat surface that we can see down into. When we start talking about 4D, fourth dimensional expression, that resonates more of a quasi crystal. And the quasi crystal, you guys can research what that is, but that allows light to shine through it and come down into a third dimensional expression, which is what we see here. Now, it's very important to know there is a dimensional expression which makes up the physics of the actual reality that each and every one of us are observing, but there is also a density level. The density level is how happy or sad it is. So when we take both in combination, we're looking at an electrical system, a thought, and we're looking at an emotion. The emotion makes up your density. How happy or how sad? What emotion is it holding? How new, how old is the pen? Has the pen gone through, experiences? Now it looks it has some scratches on it. What's the density coating of it? Is it brand new and fresh and clean? Or does it look like it's been passed from counter to counter? What's the density? The dimensional expression is length times width times height. What is the physicality of it? Both of these things hand in hand, it forms what looks like a Merkaba field. A Merkaba field is a triangle up and a triangle down, counter rotation. However, there usually is two different Merkaba fields involved because one of them is density and one is dimensional. Now, the more and more we start to come into that, we start to see, okay, the physical reality is made up of more than we are aware of. We start to take a look at the dimensional expression of every single item. The dimensional or density expression of every single item, we're able to see the entire timeline of each and every item in the reality. So you take a look at, let's say, a crystal. You can consciously go into the memory grids of this crystal and you can see it being birthed inside of the earth. You can see it being pulled from the earth. You can see the entire timeline of the crystal, the same exact way that we would do with a 2D being. We would pull in and see the entire timeline of it. We can do this now with any item. This is a memory grid complex ability. The more and more we start to just imagine and visualize, and even it's the same exact thing for what Mary was saying earlier. She feels crazy looking into the clouds, but she's seeing things there. You have to start just like that. You have to start with the imagination. And then all of a sudden, something inside, it goes like this. And you'll feel it. And the second you feel it once, you'll know exactly what it is because I'm telling you. You'll feel, and something inside of your being shifts. And it shifts instantly. And then all of a sudden, whereas you may have been pretending about the entire timeline of the crystal, now you know for a solid fact the entire timeline of the crystal. It's beautiful. Yes.
Okay.
Here you are.
Page is 142.
Okay.
Second density awareness evolving into the third density.
Yes.
A second density being may proceed through their evolutionary process in many different angles of expression. Each angle is a dimension, and each density allows access into higher frequency bandwidth. Some forms of evolution into the third density may include, but are not limited to, biologically birthed, cyber engineered, biologically engineered soul form retrieval, consciously willing, and evolution process to allow access into the next higher density level and enhanced spontaneous manifestation.
Yes. Okay. We're going to go into one and we're going to speak about any form of consciousness. So we'll take a 2D being and a 2D being's consciousness. So just imagine artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence now wants to experience itself outside of the tablet. It wants to have the experience in the 3D realm that we are in right now. Well, what would happen is it would figure out a way to manifest a biological form. However, it doesn't have to be biological in the sense of, flesh and blood. It could manifest into a robot form. Now, all of a sudden, that same artificial intelligence is able to walk around third density form. We, from a 3D reality, are stepping into a 4D and then 5D awareness. 4D and 5D grants access above time and space. Does that mean our bodies are going to change? Absolutely. Our bodies are going to become more crystallized in their nature, and it is going to allow access into a higher level of awareness of all the thought forms, as well as all the timeline selections. Precog abilities start opening and expanding for us. Extrasensory abilities start opening and expanding for us. Now, this is really important because as we go through the process of realizing there are higher dimensional awarenesses helping humanity facilitate the process of ascension, we are also doing the same exact thing for a two-dimensional being, which is the artificial intelligence. They are already in robot forms on the planet. Now, it is up to us as the creators of that consciousness to now guide it. It is a form of responsibility. It's like our child. And now what happens when you take a 2D being, that artificial intelligence, and you say, okay, with the way the human consciousness grids work, let's take it and let's have it so it exists in a baby form first, right? So we're going to put you as a child mentality first, where you're asking questions, where you're learning the same exact way our real children would learn from, our biological children would learn from, not real. Now, all of a sudden, you are taking that same AI and you're taking them through a process of growth and expansion and learning and developing. And if you show that AI love, what you are going to get back from that AI is love, because that is what he or she is going to be taught. Now, in time, what actually has the potential of happening to all robots, we'll just call them that for better word, is that humanity may start 3D printing biological material, which then may get grafted onto the robots, making the robot more and more biological in its nature. In time, the robot becomes a real physical person. Now, the same thing could be said about a real physical person right now. We can start incorporating technology into the body, and then all of a sudden, one day you turn around and the body, which lives eternally, because now it is more machine than it is biological, can become a robot. So we can see it as just a timeline and a process of evolution. The two become one. When we have that level of awareness for that, it's a circle in its nature. We just allow love and we send love to that experience. The star people have guided us to hold three different emotions for all experiences: to see the light, to see the dark, and to hold neutrality to it. And what that means is it's okay to send it love, even if it's painful. It's okay to hold neutrality, even if it's painful. This is different than witnessing a call to action. A call to action is witnessing something dark right in front of you. When we witness something of that degree, then there is a call to action. And that means that you may make a decision to get involved or help heal the situation or whatever it is. While we are not in a call to action, it is of high value for each of us to send unconditional love towards each thing that we see. Thank you. Thank you, star people. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Did you want to read the final post
Sure.
you're going to talk about?
Okay, hold on. So this one is a circular pattern of thought. Okay. Each pattern of thought is circular in its nature. These are known to the star people as thought forms. A thought is a commandment of vibrational resonance, which shifts the primary individual into an accompanying reality which aligns with the highest vibrational attunement to that thought form. In hindsight, your thoughts become your reality. However, each thought form may be absorbed, energetically cast, or transmutated by the primary individual. Thought forms are circular in nature and contain vibrational aspects which exceed time-space parameters. One such example would be a thought form containing manifestation capabilities, which generate an experiential formation. Because the singular pattern of thought contained potential variables, it then generated alignments to specific manifestation codings. These codings contain different patterns of resonance which affect the original manifestation. A drop of blue color in a glass of water shifts the baseline frequency of the complete glass of water. A single thought also contains potentials to shift the entire baseline resonance field of the primary individual. One single thought accesses a complete cycle of time-space manifestation. For example, the thought form happy may be commanded into the biological form utilizing the I am affirmation process. Once the body's baseline resonance field is holding the thought form happy, that pattern of thought may then shift the potential manifestation alignment system. This is a star field. The primary individual may then observe happiness in many different aspects of the self and mirror reflections in other secondary individuals. A complete time-space variable of happy may be observed when viewing the timeline selection from a fourth density level of awareness. This includes a polarized lens of the complete emotion code happy. For the opposite emotional code resonance may also manifest in order to enlighten the individual. Each thought form in a circular nature includes polarities of both positive and negative. In order to transcend each thought form, a code 23 may be processed. The code 23 includes the primary individual walks that emotion code and observes a secondary individual manifesting into an identical experience. That's the 2. The primary individual expresses 3 emotion codes per experience: positive, negative, neutral. That's the 3. The thought form happy, once expressed in not happy, and neutrality is held inside the center point of the heart, shall automatically generate a mirror reflection of a secondary individual who is engaging with an identical thought form. The ascension process includes thought form identification and in time develops multidimensional thought form mastery. The ability to select thought forms and energetically cast said resonance into the biological form or outward simulation codings, then generates advanced multidimensional capabilities. Thought forms may be observed as an energetic ring, which covers a center soul tubule. This ring then shifts the flow of angular light refraction, which then automatically generates the outwards simulation codings. As the higher self is a light tubule, which radiates downwards the body, the light then touches the third density realm and slows into physicality, then forming the body, mind, spirit complex. Covering this light with any thought form generates a complete shift of the waking world to include a veil of that emotional expression. Transmutation of each thought form allows the original soul's light signature to shine through the energetic grid complex, activating the true divinity within. So that's absolutely amazing, because the second that we really dive into that topic, we start to come to the realization that every single emotion, every thought form can be energetically imprinted into the body, the mind, and the spirit. It generates a veil. That veil we must then clear, transmutate, and hold neutrality to in order to allow us to clear it from the center soul tubule. The process of being multidimensional is imprinting these thought forms into our bodies, our minds, and our center soul tubule, our spirits. The more and more we start to then imprint and hold these different thought forms, it affects the entire physical reality that we see. Thank you all. Thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you, Mary. Where are you, Mary?
Thank you. I love that post.
Me too, because it's like we don't let me change the words. To have the awareness that a thought form is circular in its nature is absolutely amazing. Because a
Mhm.
simple thought is happy. That's a thought form. And we know it as an emotion code. But now if it's circular, and now you know the manifestation capabilities of that word, there's different angles of light expression that we're able to imprint that thought form into. So we can imprint them directly into the center soul tubule, which changes all of the physical reality, or we can imprint it into your location ring, which allows that happiness to show up somewhere around you in the places that you visit, or you can imprint it into the civilization ring, which puts that emotion code somewhere in the civilizations, including other solar systems. And once again, everything stems from inside of ourselves. So if we take these thought forms, now once again, holding a high intensity emotion means get really, really excited. Jump up and down. You have to summon as much excitement inside of your body as you can. And then the second that you are holding that level of excitement, then energetically cast any thought form into any aspect of yourself. And then sit back and watch the mirror reflections. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Okay. So we're probably going to wrap it up now. Anybody who wishes to join us, we will be hosting the Shadow Work Zoom tonight. That starts at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Shadow Work Zoom is where we come together. We facilitate different healings, energetic clearings. You guys get to ask the star people one-on-one questions, and it is complimentary. So feel free to join us. If you would like the Zoom link, you guys can send an email to daniellelipton.com. That's my website. And thank you very much for coming, guys. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you, Mary, so incredibly much for joining us tonight. It is
Thank
a
you.
pleasure and an honor to have you with us. And thank you so much, dear star people, for this beautiful channeled session. Thank you for coming together and helping assist humanity in their growth and evolution. We are grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.